So today we had really an interesting day, sort of touring around the Macomb County portion of my district, the magnificent 10th Congressional District, and I started my day at Sugarbush Elementary School, which is part of the Anchor Bay school district. I was with a group of first graders, and of course March is reading month, and so I had an opportunity to read to the first grade classes there, The Cat in the Hat. And the best part of that, I think for the kids, was I had one of my staff who we dressed up in a cat in a hat costume. And so the kids were much more interested in the cat in the hat than they were in me, that's for sure. But I got a chance to read a book to them, and I talked to them a little bit about what my job is and what we do, and that I work in the nation's capital, and had any of them ever been to Washington, D.C.? A couple of them raised their hand, and I asked them, who is the president? And one little boy thought it was George Washington, and one little girl thought it was Abraham Lincoln, but then somebody else did get the right name for President Obama. So anyway, those kids are our future. They are such precious angels, and I just encourage anyone that has an opportunity to go in and read to an elementary school class during March, reading month. They should do that. And then I went from there, I went to Meals on Wheels. And Meals on Wheels, of course, is all across our country, but I was again in Chesterfield Township, New Baltimore area, with one of the volunteers, and had an opportunity to see, first of all, where they make the lunches and what the lunches consist of, and at least for today. And then, you know, it's just amazing how many seniors look forward to the Meals on Wheels. Of course, these are the people that deliver them are all volunteers, and they bring in, you know, a hot lunch and milk and, you know, a very nutritious lunch. In many cases, that's probably the most nutritious meal that a senior might have during the day, because they have that they're not cooking as they used to, or maybe they don't have a family that can help them, or friends, or what have you. So it is such an important program. And this particular volunteer had, I think, 10 or 15 names that we went through today. And they do that, you know, all the time. And so it is really an important part, I think. And sometimes that might be the only other person that senior sees during the course of the day. And the volunteer that I was riding with was telling me about how different instances that they've had where they actually come across a senior who's in some distress and had called 911 or what have you. So anyway, the Meals on Wheels is a wonderful program, and certainly the volunteers that do it are amazing individuals. And then from there, I went and toured Safie Products, which is a family-owned business, and Mary Safie is just doing the most amazing business right now, all kinds of different edible products. And so she has pickled beets, that's her best seller, and they're doing pickled asparagus and the sweet pickles, and some different kinds of things like that. They sell them in Kroger's and Meijer's, at Costco, at Sam's Club. She's just starting over in the Middle East, actually. She's got a big market opening up there, and sells them all across Canada. So she's really doing an amazing thing. It's a woman-owned business, and they're just really doing great. And I was so impressed with what she's doing there. And of course, the products are they're fantastic. I did have an opportunity to sample them, and I especially recommend the pickled beets. They're just great. And you know what? She buys everything local, and so it's almost everything comes certainly from Michigan farmers, and most of them right here in the immediate area. So that was a very interesting tour. And then I end my day at Magnaport, which is a company in Harrison Township. Now, I knew the original owner of Magnaport back in the day when I was a township supervisor here in Harrison Township, Larry Kelly, and he's passed on several years ago, but his family continues to run it. His son, his two daughters work here, and anybody that's a gun enthusiast would know that term, that your gun has been Magnaported. And so it is a type of a system that they use for guns, and they do this for, you know, I don't know, all over the world, I guess, really, where it really allows for, it stops sort of the kick, if you will. So if you have a shotgun and you shoot it without that type of system having been done on your gun kicks, right? Kicks in your cheek, or kicks up, or what have you. And this really helps from that kind of an issue. And so they're doing very well here, but I'm standing here in their lobby, which, as you can see, all of these various animals, magnificent animals that were taken on safari by most of them through Larry Kelly, and they say that every one of them that is in this showroom here was taken with a handgun. And so when you think of some of the various types of activities that some of the sportsmen's associations, clubs like Safari Club International, we have so many sportsmen's clubs and associations in my congressional district here. But Ken Kelly was just telling me how they have, you know, the Boy Scouts come through here and various kinds of charitable activities that they are very, very involved in. And so it really is a very interesting place, really, to have an opportunity to see how they're doing. And as I say, I remember back in the day, now that's been, we were just talking, almost 40 years ago when I first met his dad, back in the day when I was a township supervisor here. And they were thinking about moving out of Harrison Township. They were going to move, I can't even remember where they were going to move, but I helped them way back then with some tax abatement. That was a tool that was used way back in the day there for local municipalities to try to get their existing businesses to stay in the community, and they're still here today. So they didn't move, they expanded here, and now they employ quite a few people. As I say, it's a family business. But anyway, it's been a great opportunity today to sort of tour around the district, reconnect with some of my roots actually, and have an opportunity to see some of the wonderful people that are involved each and every day here in the 10th Congressional District. These are the kind of people that build a community, build a county, build a state, build a country, quite frankly. My great honor and personal privilege to represent them.